My voice will probably hold out for about 3 more takes. She's going to get one, thank you.
Okay, so we've seen the trailer for the player, but not
You didn't see the pilot? They just screened the pilot. Didn't they let you?
No, we were all in here.
No.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so the question I have, the trailer is really intriguing, but it doesn't tell us a lot about who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, or where the arc of the season is going. What can you tell us?
Well, Alex Kane is in theory the good guy. I mean, he's a good guy who used to be a very bad guy, and now has been trying to turn his life around and get sucked into this game. Mr. Johnson's the bad guy, thank you so much, except that he's maintaining a system which is horrible and corrupt as you believe it is, he thinks is super important. Miss Simon's the good guy because she's on Alex's side, but she's obviously manipulated him because she knew his wife all the time. So honestly, part of the fun for me for the show was we're making a straight-up conspiracy theory. So this is not, hey, we're a crime-fighting team now. This is every episode, they're all kind of side-eyeing each other like, one of us going to have to kill one of the other people in this room sometime soon? So the high concept is every week they gamble on crime. There's a bunch of the rich and powerful out there. They've got the system in place. The fun of it is us dropping the hints for how long they've been doing it. And when you see the pilot, there is a big clue right in the middle of the show that almost no one has spotted about why they're able to do this, why their technology is about 20 years ahead, and just why they have all these back doors into the world. But we didn't want to do the traditional, I'm hacking my way in. We didn't need to hack my way in. They were there when they built it. They've been doing this for a long time. And so I want to take one of the common elements of how do we get information out of it and instead focus on, all right, we've got this information. The world's full of information. What does it mean? How do we put this group out together? How does it turn into the crazy crime of the week? Because to me, that's the fun part. I don't know what crime I'm going to do. I don't know how Castle does it. It's a murder every week. I'd be bored out of my mind. But with us, we go from kidnapping to an armored car crew to a serial killer to a heist crew to a mob hit. Like we can do whatever crime we want, and that's really the pulp ethos of it. Is like I really like Doc Savage had a different adventure every book. Like that's what I want every episode to be. I want that to be like, oh, that was the one where they won. So. Good guy and bad guy is a super good question. Mr. Johnson doesn't think he's a bad guy. He's working for a corrupt organization that gambles with human lives, but he thinks he's doing it for a really good reason. So, I mean, we actually talked about that in the room the other day, where the writer said, so is he not moral? I'm like, he's not moral, he is ethical. And that's the fun of this is every one of the 3 people on the poster, Cassandra and Alex and Mr. Johnson, are coming at a very horrible idea that we are all trapped in a game we don't know the rules to with a different moral framework. And then shit goes on. Because you just can't talk philosophy for 42 minutes.
Is this like a high-tech procedural?
It's kind of a mix. It's a bit of a high-tech procedural with a conspiracy throw underneath. But the fun of it for me is it doesn't always play as a procedural. There's times where they just know it from the moment, like moment 2. She'll just say, here's what you're trying to do. There's episodes where he hasn't figured it out until the 5th act exactly what's going on. So procedural is tricky because that implies I solve this kind of crime, or a lot of times he spends the entire episode and the bet changes, or the sides change, or that's not true, and then the odds of the gamblers actually shift. Sometimes they bet against him, sometimes they bet for him. So, I prefer to think of this like a pulp show, like a really great high-adventure pulp show. You just don't know what he's going to be doing.
Will the show walk us through some of the technology?
Absolutely. The fun of it is every week, for me, much when I did Leverage and we would do a line of, this is real. And people would go, that can't be real. And then they go online and go, oh God, it's real. The fun of the show for us is and we hit this with the network once where they said, the one unbelievable thing is this. And I said, the easiest thing in the entire show to do is that. Because people don't understand how much our technology is compromised, how many backdoors there are, how much data there is. So once an episode we want to go, this is how we know this stuff. This is a real world thing that's in place that we just happen to be tapping into. That we just backdoor off. We all of the facial recognition cameras, all of this. There's a line later in the season where they talk about how hard it would be to put a surveillance state in place. Like, how can we possibly get millions of people to let us overhear every conversation and read every email and know where they were going and know where they've been and see every photograph they took? And then Steve said, why don't we make it black and shiny and they'll buy it? And that's the ethos of the show. We really want you to constantly think like, did I buy this for the reason I think I bought this? why are we all so eager to have one of these? Exactly, and that's what I want. I want you to look twice at the technology that's out there and the use of it. You know, at the same time that we go, that's great, he used that to catch a serial killer. You should go, that's not cool, they know that, as somebody who's actually just had a piece with a computer. I mean, we had a thing the other day about writing in the writer's room. And, you know, the younger writers keep the sticky note over their laptop camera. The older writers were like, why are you doing that? And I said, oh, we have to take you through all this about how you can just go online and get software that allows you to hack people's laptop cameras. And they were freaked out. They were like going home and pulling their webcams and shit out. Because a lot of people, we kind of feel it, but we don't know it. And that's one part of the fun of the show is we're going to let you know it. We're going to let you know how we do this. And gunplay and shit was. It was always the time. It was actually John Fox. It was actually one of the Blacklist producers. He and I were talking about the show. We're saying, like, I really want to do a pulp show, like something where you don't know what you're getting every week. But how do you do every crime? Like, it's like a sporting event. It's like, oh, 1 week is this way. And John said, well, it's gambling on crime. And I said, John, that's ridiculous. Who would gamble on crime? You have to be the most corrupt rich. Oh, there you go. And literally, in like an afternoon, we went, and then he, and then they, and then they did this, and he did that. And the premise, because gambling and crime, like, dropped. We built out the whole world, and over the course of like a month or two before we went on picture, we did a whole separate secret history of the 20th century, and who was involved, and how they did it, and why this is in place. All the characters have like 10, 15-year backstories before they collide in this particular incident. We made sure, like, I hate shows that have conspiracies and you can tell they're making it up. We're not making it up. I know how the first season ends, I know what the last scene of year 5 is. I don't necessarily know how we're going to get there, but I know we're going to play fair enough that if you're paying attention, you can go, oh, I know what they're doing. You know, I hate the whole throw them another card just to confuse it. Like that doesn't feel like you've got a good relationship with your audience. So the gambling aspect really came out of just the desire to do a big high pulp show, and it kind of built up into the world. I think what happened is we used to be just procedural, and then because Americans could never do anything halfway, we did some serialized stuff, and they're like, oh my god, this is great, and then everything was serialized. And I think now we're just backing up to, look, what if I don't want to watch all 6 weeks? Can I just watch this week? Yes, you can. Alex will probably have some insane gunfight, and Mr. Johnson will be funny as shit while he's killing someone, and Cassandra will be smart and funny and cool. You had a good week. But if you watch the whole season, you'll have a different, more rich experience. Any points?
Thank you very much. Thank you.